Hello, everyone. Today I have another long video for you. I believe this one will be about an hour long. So make sure to have your snacks ready, your drinks ready, and get ready to watch me build some townhomes and apartments. Yes, townhomes and apartments in one. So I have been wanting to do this build for many years now, um, because this lot was supposed to have townhomes, and it didn't. It was blank. It was empty, and it made me sad. So I decided I wanted to build some really fun townhomes here. So I went online, found an inspirational photo, and I think I did a pretty good job creating the same type of look. Now, for these townhomes, they are detached, and that is because of how the lot is set up. I've wanted to try to use the driveways they already had, in the game as much as possible. As most people know, the driveways do not line up with the grid, so it may look a little weird. However, I also have a version of this where the townhomes are together. So you will see that at the end of the video. And that will be on the gallery as well as these detached versions. I didn't change anything except for, windows and a little bit of decor when I did that move. Mostly because, I lost windows. So yeah, that center one got some more decor. We'll say that. Not a whole lot, but some. All right, so what I wanted with this was, one, to fill this lot up, two, to create more more of a population in Del Sol Valley. That's one reason I absolutely love the For Rent pack, is that I can do these builds and have more people in my neighborhood. And I will say that is one reason I do recommend this pack, is that you can just add so many more, friends and families and have them out and about a bit. So that right there, if you can get this pack, do it. If it goes on sale at some point, I would definitely suggest to buy it. Even if you're not a builder, because you can always download residential rentals from the gallery, as you can download this one. And just, create more of a community. I love it for that reason. There's some bugs with the gameplay. I've run into a couple of things. I have found that some of it has been caused by my mods, so if I remove that, things seem to work a little better. It just depends on the mod, like pool mod. And if you've watched any of my previous videos, especially the island bar I recently did, I had done a ton of work with Tool, and because it interrupts some things in my game, there's events I can't do, things like that, I had to remove it. It was sad because I did a lot of world work that disappeared. But yeah, that's really most of the problems with the pack, I think. There's a lot of it is just mod stuff and figuring out which ones really work with it and which ones don't. So anyway, kind of rambling on while I'm doing this build. I probably should get back to explaining it a little bit. I really wanted to recreate the feel of the inspirational photo here, and I think I pulled that off. They each look a little different. They're similar or almost exact layouts on the inside, but outside they each have a different exterior, and I thought that was really cool. I really do like how they look put together. It just creates a fun look that way as well. So I actually have these not only in Del Sol Valley, but the one that is connected, I put into Brindelton Bay, and it fits really well there too. So I love that the design of this is something that you can add into various worlds. I mean, it's more modern, so it might not work in like Henford on Bagley, but it would definitely work in some of the others. This one is also on a really big lot, and I found that there's only a few of these that it will fit on. So that's the other reason I put it together, is to make it a little more versatile, but you still get the same feel. So of course the yards are a little smaller, but that's really about it. Everything else is the same. So it works out pretty well. So I do want to point out too, the backs are plain. And if you have ever seen any of these types of townhomes, that is normal. They really don't concentrate on the back much. It's all about the front. So I kind of mimicked it on purpose. And it's realistic. It's also nice that this kind of backs up to like an alleyway. You could put a gate out there if you wanted to. I did leave gates off the fences because if you are playing with the for rent pack, people will walk into your yard, unless you remember to lock that gate. So I left the gates off. The only way to access the yard is through the homes. So did that on purpose. You can change it up if you would like to. You just can't make a fence, part of a unit, unless I put flooring into it, and then, that's a whole mess. So, but it works out all right. I also want to say this does look really good from the world map. If you've been watching my last few videos, that's something I'm trying to focus on because I am creating a world. I'm actually creating two. One is going to be the base game only / whatever world it is build, and that is part of the Townie Refresh series that will be starting up again in a few weeks. I can't believe summer's already, almost over, but it is. And then the other one is going to be like a multi-pack build world where anything goes. And this one will be going into that. And right there where it's at, I think. So, though I might use both. As I said, it's kind of one of these versatile things. I might change maybe the outside look one of these just to make it look a little bit different. Like, they're in two different areas, but we'll see. I have a feeling that multi-build world will probably get done long before the other one does, because I'm working on that as I'm doing the Townie Refresh series. So, but I'll let you guys know and keep you updated as I go along. All right, so as you can see, I'm just kind of landscaping. The other thing, this build is actually like 3 uploads to the gallery because I'm doing all the landscaping, all the yard work, and everything else, and this is going to be uploaded as a shell. Now, I do want to state I probably will not upload the one that's put together as a shell, but you can download it without anything in it if you want to decorate it. I believe it'll just have the floor plan already laid out, where these as a shell will not have anything done on the inside. It's just all the outside. So, just a little gift for you all. I am trying to do that with the builds that I spend a lot of time on the outside for, but they do have to be pre-planned for me to do that. Yeah. So I have thought about a couple going back through and deleting, bringing them in without furniture and then, deleting the walls inside. So if I get motivated enough to do that, you may start seeing those appear on the gallery as well. So that's why I'm focusing on the outside and the exterior right now, is so that I can upload these as shells. So now we're going to start building, and building the inside, I should say. We've been building, right? So the bottom level is apartments. It varies in rooms. I believe the two side ones have 2 bedrooms and the middle one has 3. Might be off on that. I can't remember exactly if I did only 2 as 2 bedrooms or if I did 1 as a 2 bedroom and the other 2 are 3. But there's a lot of, rooms in this build. That is why it's so long. So I did also with this one, kind of copy and paste the floor plans over. Did it a lot with the bathrooms. The normal stuff that I normally do with this type of build because it would take me forever if I customized every one of these. So that being said, I did copy the kitchen over, and so at least in these apartments, the kitchens are all the same. Now, what I love with this kitchen is it's kind of versatile. I'm debating about uploading it as a room. It's a simple build, but handy for people who maybe can't, figure out cabinetry or just don't want to deal with building. There's a couple rooms here that I've done that I'll probably upload to the gallery as rooms. Again, for you all to create your own spaces because, that's fun. I do want to state I struggled quite a bit with figuring out how to do this. I wanted the apartments downstairs to feel more like they weren't extremely expensive, but they weren't cheap either. So I go through some changes. I kind of sit and decide a few things. I'm going to be honest. I only did very minimal editing to this video due to time constraints as I'm still doing overtime at work. So I am not sure when that's going to end yet, but it will eventually. Or at least as of when I'm recording this, I'm still doing overtime. So, there's that. Also, if you happen to hear a random meow or, a cat noise, my cat is currently right next to my microphone and getting closer as I'm talking. So, just in case you're wondering, the meow you're hearing is probably from my end, but we'll see. So, he's attention starved and not very happy with me right now because I have been recording a couple of videos this week as I'm going to be out of town next weekend. So, yeah. So, yeah, he wants attention and he's mad because I'm not giving it to him right now. He's also now rubbing against the microphone. So, sorry if you're hearing anything from there. All right. So, anyway, back to the build talk. I decided to make this one more of, we'll say, IKEA-ish friendly, okay? So, I used a lot of Dream Home Decorator in here, Laundry Day. I actually think those packs go pretty well together. I don't know why. I feel like they have a similar vibe. And so, a lot of that. I struggled quite a bit in trying to fill the space. I didn't, again, want to put too much in here because, because it's supposed to be a little bit cheaper. It's not supposed to be, your forever apartment. But I know I put more in there than I planned on, but that's okay. It still works out. I believe it's still not too much to rent it. So, the other thing was I did a lot of browns and beiges, I think, in some of this build. So be prepared for that. And, just be ready because it's a lot of brown and beige. I don't know why. I've been in the brown and beige mood. I think it's because we're coming up to the end of summer this time of year, I am all about, fall colors or late summer fall colors. So, yeah, bear with me on that one. All right, so quick break. My cat is overly excited and I had to stop recording, so I am not sure where I was and what I was doing because it's been about a half an hour. So, I'm gonna get back into talking about the build. So, anyway, I believe I had apologized already for using a lot of beige and browns, but it is what it is. And I will say, luckily, later on in the video, we do get some other colors. Um, I do a few kids' rooms, and of course, those have to be colorful. So, it's not all beige and brown. So, anyway, as I said, I really wanted this apartment to kind of be something on the cheaper side. So, I was trying to use cheaper, furniture, cheaper, um, artwork, things like that. But also trying to make it look like a cool place to live. So you'll see I do a bunch of different things in here, especially in these basement apartments because, they don't have a lot of windows. I mean, they're not real bad, but um, I guess the rooms are about the same size, the bedrooms anyway, but there's a little more space on the, for the townhome part of the builds. So I decided, definitely have to have some kids in this build. And this is a little girl, and she loves to play with her dolls. And, we're going to say she's like 5 or 6. Okay. So she's not really old. And I tried to decorate with that in mind. So she's got like fairies and her dollhouse and, a few things. I really was trying to make each room a little different so that it reflected maybe different life stages more than what we actually have in The Sims. So bear that in mind as I'm going through and decorating here. I do want to let you know, later on this build, I don't show everything that I decorate, and part of that reason is I ended up bringing in some rooms from other builds that I did, and kind of, putting them in here and making them work in this build. This video would probably have been 3 hours long, even as a speed build. This build took me 3 weeks to do, working pretty much every day. I think I took a break to do the island bar video because I needed a video for that week. But let me know what you think of that for this type of build. I won't do that for like single family homes or anything like that. But what do you think on these multi-unit builds if I have some rooms that, maybe I move in or I find some rooms that I've done? Not, I'm not going to pull rooms off the gallery. This is all going to be things I've done. I'd just like to know your thoughts on that. So leave a comment below and let me know if you would rather have me, take the time to do this, which would pretty much mean less bigger builds, or if, you're fine with me reusing some rooms to an extent. I mean, put them down and I added a few things here or there or took things out. So it's not the exact same room when it's all said and done. But, if that's something that you guys care about, I will probably do a few more of these larger builds because I am really hoping I can get a Let's Play started. I mentioned it in last week's video that, we have a pull up, and that will be coming down this weekend. So make sure to go over there and vote if you would like me to do a regular Let's Play or the occult Let's Play. I have a link to that challenge in the comments for the occult, because right now that is in the lead, or at least as of recording this. So it may have changed because I am recording last week's video and this one in the same day. So yeah, if that hasn't changed, that one was in the lead, and I think that one would be fun. I don't play with occults too often, so I am looking forward to that one if that is chosen. But I will say, if the Let's Play does well and we do the occult, I will probably go ahead and do a regular Let's Play after that and do a legacy challenge there as well. So just, thoughts. As long as my computer will work with me, we'll see. That's the big thing, because unfortunately I cannot afford to buy a new gaming laptop right now. But all right. So I also did forget to mention at the beginning of the video, still having some problems talking. As I said, I recorded last week's video and this one on the same day, as I am going to be out of town next weekend. And it just decided it needed to all get done, so I wasn't worried about trying to record during the week. But yeah, so if I still sound a little funny, that's why. Hopefully by the time I record the next video or do the voiceover for the next video, I'm talking a little bit better. It's, it's a process. I have a dental flipper. Yeah, it'll be nice when this process is done. So anyway, you can see here, I've been struggling with this kitchen and finally got that figured out. And I do, as I said, I pretty much copy and paste everything from this house into the second home. I do change coloring. Bedrooms are a little bit different, but a good amount of this is exactly the same, and that is just to save time. That's one of the reasons I also used rooms from, past builds, just to, make it look different, but be able to get things done in a good time frame. Yeah, it was just getting crazy, but, like I said, I recommend doing that anyway in my builds. If you have a room you don't like, go on the gallery and see if you can find one you do. Never feel like you have to keep a build that anyone does on the gallery exactly the same. In fact, for mine, I am giving you permission. If you go in and change them and really love it, you can post it to the gallery. I'd just like maybe hashtag building Sims YT. That'd be great. Mostly so I can maybe go look at them. Or let me know you've uploaded it and what the name is of it. But, I'd like some original, builder credit, please. Other than that, I don't care. I'd love to see if you changed anything. All right, so as I said, more, beige and brown here. I was on a roll with it, okay? I probably could have done some other colors. I just wasn't feeling it. I also like doing that in a lot more of my, uploaded builds, because they speak a little bit more to more people that way. So even though at least it's very easy to change colors in The Sims, so maybe I can start adding more color. But this worked out all right, and I think, I don't know, I think it has kind of a, a little more upscale look when you do that, but maybe that's just me. It probably is. Who am I kidding? So anyway, I also am lapse on giving you an update to the fantasy village I'm working on. Still in progress. I am planning on having that up sometime either the third or fourth week of September. It's in a cult village, and I think it'll be really cute when it's all done. This build took me so long I haven't been able to work on it. The good news is, as of right now, I have the next 3 weeks worth of videos done. So I will probably be spending at least the next 2 working on that fantasy village, and then just kind of going from there. I think that'll take me to almost the end of August, and starting in September, we'll be doing a build video a week, and then hopefully the Let's Play as well. So I'm not sure how I'm going to work that with the Townie Refresh series. Probably it'll go down to 2 of those a month, and then 2 build videos. We'll see how long the Let's Plays take me to. If I can occasionally throw in another video, I might. But I'm not planning on it at this point. Just, I work a day job. I work 40 hours plus a week at a day job, and I don't have the ability to, do multiple videos or more videos a week than what I do now. But maybe one day that'll change. We'll see. All right, so I did also, I want to point out, use some of the new stuff from the the bistro pack, I think is what it was called. I just blanked. So put in a few of those. I think it worked well with the vibe of this house. And I think really it's a pack. That's a pack that I like. I think I'm going to be using it a lot in my builds. It's hard for me to think about because I've been doing some different builds in the last few weeks that have been pack specific. So yeah, but I think I will be. Just haven't done it yet because I am not using kits in anything. So that gives you a hint as to what next week's video might entail. Because it definitely is a pack specific build. So all right, so I really like that I decided to put closets in here. I needed to fill space. So you'll see that closets start emerging in these floor plans as I go through and build this first house. And that's just because the rooms ended up bigger than I planned on. And you can see here, I'm kind of playing with things. I'm like, oh, let's do this and let's do that and put this stuff in. And I'm like, there's still so much room in this bedroom. So, yeah. So this is where I decided closets are a must. And yeah, they work out well. But closets also required me to start moving windows. And as we're going through here, you will probably see windows that are off. I do fix those. I promise. I fix those and make them look better off camera. But mostly, I probably fixed a few on camera too. But yeah. So I do fix those and make those look a little bit better. Okay, they look a lot better, but I just kind of went through and threw in windows to have them there and figured I'd set them up later and forgot to go back before I started redoing or before I started decorating. I have gone through on the shell and changed those too, so don't worry about that. Alright, so I decided with this kid's room to just create my a gamer space. So this kid's a gamer. They like their games. picturing them as kind of maybe, 10, 11, somewhere in that age range. And yeah, I thought this was a cool room. And of course, it's got to be messy. I really need to use the kids' bedroom kit more, or pack more, because it has some cool stuff in it, really. So trying to use that a lot in this build, because it just makes building kids' bedrooms so much easier. So, and then this one, of course, is a nursery. So decided to put an infant in here, and I thought it was a good spot for it. And the good news is, if your child ages up and you don't want to decorate the room, copy one from another part of this build, because it'll fit. So I did try to kind of do that, where you might be able to use these various rooms in the other builds. You may just have one that matches your neighbor. It's okay. Nobody cares, right? It's The Sims. They come over and use your stuff anyway. So, yeah. So I did kind of do, fun rainbow stuff, decorate this up a little bit. And I think it's a cute little nursery. I did struggle with a rug in here. I like this rug, but you did not see me go through like 20 of them before I found that rug, okay? I actually ended up pausing this while I was building to, put that rug to find a rug. So, and then I did edit out the crazy. Mostly for time. I'm like, it's not something you guys need to watch, but I can tell you about it. All right, so this room here is, I'm picturing as like a guest room. So this home, the master bedroom is downstairs, where in I think a couple of the others they're not. I can't remember if the middle one it is. I think so, but the last one it is not. So it is upstairs. So that one, well, that one we'll get to that one when we get to that one. So I really wanted to make this like a guest room area, or it could be, a mother-in-law type suite or something. Just an extra bedroom. And then this bedroom is the teenager's bedroom. So there's an infant, an 11-year-old, and a teenager. So teenager, I'm picturing more of, maybe 14 and not too old. And she is somebody who likes crafting, so I put in the jewelry desk. And this is actually in this build twice, just a heads up. I am well aware that is in here twice, but I don't know. Apparently, I need to go start making jewelry again, because, yeah, like in real life, not in The Sims. I used to, quite a few years ago. Sold a few pieces too, so, I was decent at it. Right, so anyway, so this is kind of, creating this fun room. And I do want to point out too, for anybody who may be wondering, this build was done before the Love Struck pack came out, so I don't have any of that stuff in here. So, in case you're like, well, I don't have the newest pack and I can't download it, this was done before that came out. So, anyway, sidetracked. Squirrel, if you guys know what that means. Squirrel. Again, clutter. As I said, I need to use these packs in high school years for this one. Lots of high school years too, just because it, creates some cool spaces. And I really like how this room turned out. I don't normally do pinks and purples. I am not a huge pink fan myself. but I do like purple. So I thought that room turned out pretty cool. It leans a lot more toward purple than pink, but the pink is there. Right, so the landing area has kind of just made it like a play space for the infant, soon to be toddler, and for the child. So, you know, that's their kind of go up there and play and get out of my way space. All right, so you can see here I kind of going through and adding in, some things that I didn't add into these before. So doing a little bit of that here. All right, so the other thing with this home, I decided to make this more modern. And as you can see, I completely skipped the second home for the speed build and the bottom apartment because I literally just copied and pasted most of that. There are pictures, there are lots of pictures at the end of this video, so you can see what I did there, but with me just copying and pasting, there's not much to really watch, so I skipped that. But I did create this fun kitchen, and this does use the bar from the party pack, I think. So I think that's the only thing I used. So if you don't have that pack, you might just have to replace that bar here in the kitchen. It just worked really well with it. So you could always bring in that counter and use the free one that we got from the event a few weeks ago, if you have that. So, but here I wanted this definitely to be more modern. They went through and remodeled this house. It is my storyline for this. It is a couple who currently does not have any children. That will be confusing later on, but they don't have any children. They both work from home. They run, I'm going to say she runs her own jewelry making business. As I said, jewelry appears again. And he does something with like social media, computers, that type of thing. So, childless couple, but they're preparing for their future right now. Okay, so they bought this nice house and they've remodeled it to make it fit them more than what it did, because it looked just like the other one. So this one comes equipped with an extra room. And trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do here was fun, but once it hit, it was perfect. So this one will eventually have its own little laundry room right there. So yes, I know laundry on this floor, not the top floor, but it worked here. I thought about putting like a big pantry in, but this kitchen is already huge. So, I didn't want to do that. I made this kitchen very big compared to the other ones. To an extent. I mean, I guess the other one is kind of that big size too, but it just feels like it has more counter space and storage in it. So, yeah. Cluttering up, of course. Because I did the open shelving and trying really to just clutter it up enough where your Sims won't leave plates on the shelves. So if it's too cluttered for you, I apologize. But I'm not sorry. I'm really not. I think it looks kind of cool. And I will say this kitchen probably took me 4 tries to get it, where I liked it. Again, didn't show that because we're already at an hour-long video, but yeah, I tried a couple of different configurations in here, and this one was pretty, so I kept it. I also created this cute little like coffee space, coffee bar area over there. Um, I don't know, I just thought it was fun. It seemed fitting to the couple that was in my head. You know, they like their coffee. They like their, their stuff. So, with this build, I'm going to go back and forth a little bit between things. So I might jump around a little. Just be prepared. I just couldn't make up my mind. That's really what happened. I could not figure out what I wanted to do. But I do like it. This one is fun. And as I said, if you prefer to have, this type of modern for all of them, they're pretty easy to replace. So you'll have to do some work, but it's not effortless, but you could easily copy and paste all this over. All right, so I also with this one got out of the beige and brown thing going on, so that's helpful. However, I did struggle with this little outcropping. So yeah, chest table goes in. I wanted to put like a window seat there. However, it just didn't work right. So chest table it is. It works. We need skill building in here, right? So as I said, I got out of the beige and brown to an extent. We have the blue. We have some, I'm going to call it tan. But I think it works well with this style. I think having this type of modern look is fun because this couple isn't supposed to be like uppity or, ultra modern, but, kind of casual, natural. They like nature, okay? We're gonna say they go hiking on the weekends, okay? So I wanted the house to kind of reflect that vibe of, a little more natural with some, fun little quirks and things. So the rug I just thought was just fun. I mean, it doesn't quite match the blue walls, but it's definitely a pop of color that was needed drastically in here. So I would love to know what your thoughts are on both of these builds, like the modern townhome versus the more classic townhome. And I would love to hear your thoughts on that in the comments below too. Mostly because I want to make sure I do some builds that everybody will like. And if there's a majority of you that enjoy these more modern type builds, I will do more of those. So, all right. So I'm being distracted by a cat again, but he's not over here bothering me. He's doing funny things on the floor, so bear with me. And yes, I will talk about my cats quite a bit if you're new to this channel. I try not to, but I'm going to in an hour-long video. It's just going to happen. All right, so anyway, this couple, as I said, work for themselves, so they work from home. So I turned this bottom bedroom into an office, and they share this space. So she's got her jewelry making on one side, and he's got his social media, video editing, whatever he does on the side. And this is how I pictured them. You can have whoever you want in here doing this stuff. That's what I pictured. So I do laugh because sometimes I consider making Sims to put in my builds. and just labeling them Sims for this build. But I'm not a cast person, so yeah, if that happens, it'll only happen for like one or two, and it won't be like townhomes because I'd have to do everybody, and that would drive me nuts. So it's also a time constraint. So yeah. All right, so here, played around with getting these bathrooms done. I normally don't show the bathrooms, but by this point in editing, I was just like, okay, anything that's weird is what's gonna come out. I was tired. I was just ready to be done, I'll be honest. So, yeah. All right, so here I'm playing around with what I want to do with this room, how I want to set it up. Because originally this was going to be your master, but eventually I figured out that it just wasn't going to work well because it was a weird layout. So eventually I moved the master over to the right and changed my mind about that room. So what I end up doing here is moving the bathrooms. And this has, again, more bathrooms. I really wanted a walk-in closet for the master, but it doesn't have one. I just put a regular closet in because the windows needed to line up with the windows underneath. And I couldn't move those or take it out or any of that. So I tried. You can see I'm over here trying to make it work, and it just was not working with me. I tried so hard, guys. So hard. Yeah, I want to say probably an hour on trying to figure out that room. And I finally said, nope, I'm done. I'm going to move on to something else. So, this room, what I'm going to say is that this is the woman who lives here, childhood bedroom setup, okay? So she has kept it to give to her, hopefully, future daughter. They don't have kids. Keep that in mind. They don't. But I wanted to create another children's bedroom. And this is part of you can copy a bedroom from one of the other spots and, put it into the other build as your child grows. So that's what I meant by that. So you could easily copy this over if you're living in one of the other buildings. And I did that on purpose. And I think it's cool. I really do like this bedroom. I think it turned out really cute. Perfect little girl's bedroom. And yeah, I think it's a little pink for me, but when I do have to use pink, I go all out. Might as well. Because, we'll just throw up pink. It'll be fine. All right. So, as I said, so that's kind of what I went for. This was all her childhood stuff. Her parents either were selling their house or said, get your crap and get it out of here. Something, okay? So, yeah. So that's what that's about. Now, here's the master bedroom. And I'm sorry, this is the guest bedroom. We're on the wrong side. This is the guest bedroom. And so I made it very neutral, not a whole lot in it, a little bit of decor, but nothing too crazy. And that way people can come visit this couple. They don't have kids. People like to come visit them. So I think I'm going to upload this one to the gallery as a room. Just because it's very standard and it would work as a master bedroom. Yeah, I like it. I like how the coloring's turned out. Yeah, it's a fun room. So look for this one on the gallery. If it's not there already, it will be up there eventually, I promise. So this third bedroom, I turned into a gym. It's a home gym. Because again, they work from home. So, during their lunch, they're going to go up and work out. And again, could easily be turned into any other type of bedroom, which is why I decided on a gym. So if you move into this house, you can grow with it. And the gym doesn't have a whole lot. There's just a few things in there. So moving on to the master bedroom and bath, just kind of setting this up with, a fun little basic master, double sinks, some storage. I'm picturing this couple as being somewhat minimal. But apparently they love chess because I put in 2 chess tables and just now realized that. Don't judge me, okay? They like chess. Maybe one of them is a competitive chess player, okay? All right. So, yeah. Yeah, I did it. 2 chess tables in one house with 2 people living in it. It's fine. It's fine. So here, playing around with, the beds and what one I want to use. I also like this bedroom and how this one turned out. So this may be another one that I'll throw on the gallery. It's just a nice master bedroom. And you'll see in the pictures that it really just turned out really good. It looks really good in the photos. And I would love a bedroom like this. I'm just saying. It uses it's like a brownish, but, pinkish brownish. I should know the color. I'm just tired and can't think of it. So, but it's a cute bedroom. And yeah, I would like it. So I'll probably upload this one as well. Okay. I'm going to be going on a bloated room binge to the gallery here soon. Mostly because I'm also going to save them to my library so I can use them in future builds as well. Just to save time, as I said before. Again, let me know for my videos if you guys are okay with that for multi-unit builds only. I've done them with bathrooms in single family when it's just a basic bathroom, and I'm going to upload that to the gallery. I have a couple that are just your basic bathroom. There's nothing in it, so it's all right there. Because I do understand that there are quite a few people who struggle with bathrooms. So I might do that where I set up just the general layout of a bathroom in various shapes and sizes. So that you could just put them right into your build. Okay. So just adding in, a few things here. As I said, these people like nature, so I wanted some plants in their bedroom. I put in this vanity and just kind of, created a nice cozy little space there. I also did a little bit with this hallway. I could not figure out what to put here. So I think I go back and forth quite a bit. I can't remember. I know I paused it at one point, so I'm not sure how much you actually see, but that might be what I ended up with, is just that desk and stuff there. But I think it's cute. It's a nice little area. They didn't actually have a desk you could go and use, so I wanted to put that in there. All right, so now to the outside. And I did a little bit on the apartments downstairs already. I wasn't planning on putting a whole lot in the yards for those because those are supposed to be cheaper. So they didn't get a whole lot. However, the other buildings will get, swing sets. They have kids, so they're going to get that type of thing. And it's going to be, perfect for them, right? I do want to say when I put these together into a lot, I believe, I had to remove the swing sets and stuff, but 1 or 2 may have survived. 1 may have survived. But, if you download that one, you'll find out. All right, so coming up on the end of this build here, so I'm finishing up this outdoor area, and I decided a basketball court was needed here. I don't know why. I just thought a basketball court was handy. They put a basketball court in their backyard. Why not? It'll work. I did struggle with trees in this build as well. I'm just saying. So, all right, so we are almost done here. And this is the finished product. So I enjoyed doing this build. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I am going to let you guys take a look at the photos, and I'll be right back. All right, and here is the version that is connected together. I just thought it'd be fun to show you guys at the end of this video. So, I do want to point out some of the pictures were a little off. I was having trouble with my camera for some of these photos. I don't know what was going on. Sims glitch, right? So, anyway, let me know your thoughts on this build and what, if you like this type of townhome build where it's a little different for each one on the outside, because I kind of enjoy doing that, so I may be doing more of these. All right, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I will see you next Friday. Bye now.